To-do list apps. These are the simplest form of productivity tools built around writing down tasks and checking them off. Examples include Todoist, Microsoft To Do, and TickTick. They come from the basic idea of a daily checklist, now digitized for convenience and syncing across devices. What makes them different is their focus on clarity and simplicity, often showing just what needs to be done today. They matter because they reduce mental load and give a clear starting point for action. You can use them to list your daily priorities, break bigger work into small tasks, and always know what to do next, which brings value by reducing overwhelm and helping you stay consistent. These are best for people who feel scattered or unsure where to start and need a simple, structured way to stay on top of tasks. Calendar apps. These apps are centered on time rather than tasks, helping users plan their day by scheduling events and deadlines. Examples include Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, and Outlook Calendar. They evolved from physical planners and wall calendars, now enhanced with reminders and integrations. Their strength is in visualizing how time is allocated, which makes them essential for managing meetings, deadlines, and routines. You can use them to block time for focused work, schedule deadlines, and avoid overloading your day, which brings value by giving structure and preventing wasted time. These are best for people with busy schedules, multiple commitments, or anyone who needs better control over how their time is spent. Note-taking apps. These apps are designed for capturing thoughts, ideas, and information in a flexible way. Examples include Notion, Evernote, and OneNote. They trace back to traditional notebooks but expand into digital formats with search, organization, and multimedia support. What sets them apart is their versatility, allowing everything from quick notes to structured documents. You can use them to store ideas, plan projects, and organize everything in one place, which brings value by making information easy to find and reuse. These are best for people who consume a lot of information, like students, creators, or anyone who wants to keep their thoughts organized. Project management apps. These tools are built for handling complex tasks that involve multiple steps or people. Examples include Trello, Asana, and ClickUp. They originate from business workflows and team coordination systems, breaking work into boards, timelines, or task chains. The defining feature is structure, making them useful for tracking progress and responsibilities. You can use them to manage multi-step projects, track progress visually, and coordinate work if you're working with others, which brings value by keeping everything organized and on track. These are best for people managing multiple tasks at once, working in teams, or handling projects that require clear structure. Time tracking apps. These apps focus on measuring how time is spent throughout the day. Examples include Toggl Track, Rescue Time, and Clockify. They were first used in professional environments for billing and productivity analysis, but are now widely used by individuals. What makes them different is their emphasis on awareness, often running in the background to log activity. You can use them to see where your time actually goes and adjust your habits to be more efficient, which brings value by helping you make better decisions with your time. These are best for people who feel like their time disappears quickly or want to understand and optimize how they spend their day. Habit tracking apps. These apps are designed to build consistency by tracking repeated behaviors over time. Examples include Habitica, Habitbull, and Loop Habit Tracker. They come from the idea of habit formation and behavioral psychology, often gamifying the process using streaks and visual progress indicators. Their uniqueness lies in repetition rather than one-time tasks. You can use them to build daily habits like studying, exercising, or consistently working on your goals, which brings value by making progress more visible and sustainable. These are best for people who struggle with consistency and want to turn good actions into automatic routines. Focus apps. These apps aim to reduce distractions and help users concentrate on a single task. Examples include Forest, Focus To Do, and Freedom. Many are inspired by techniques like the Pomodoro method, where work is broken into timed intervals. What sets them apart is their minimal design and ability to block interruptions. You can use them to stay off distractions and commit to short, focused work sessions, which brings value by improving concentration and output quality. These are best for people who get distracted easily or find it hard to stay focused for long periods. Automation apps. These tools connect different apps and automate repetitive actions. Examples include Zapier, IFTTT, and Make. They originated from scripting and workflow systems, but are now accessible through simple interfaces. Their defining feature is reducing manual effort by triggering actions automatically. You can use them to automate tasks like saving form responses, sending emails, or updating spreadsheets without doing everything manually, which brings value by freeing up time for more important work. These are best for people who do repetitive digital tasks or want to streamline their workflows. File management apps. These apps organize and store digital files, making them easier to find and access. Examples include Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive. They evolved from basic folder systems into cloud-based platforms with sharing and syncing capabilities. What makes them different is their focus on structure and accessibility. You can use them to store files, organize documents, and access everything from any device, which brings value by keeping your work secure and easy to manage. These are best for people who handle a lot of files or need access to their documents across multiple devices. Collaboration apps. These apps are built for communication and teamwork, combining messaging, file sharing, and coordination tools. Examples include Slack, Microsoft Teams, and Discord. Their strength is in keeping teams connected in real time. You can use them to communicate with teammates, share updates, and keep conversations organized, which brings value by improving clarity and reducing miscommunication. These are best for people working in teams, managing clients, or collaborating on shared projects, knowledge management apps. These tools go beyond simple notes by organizing information into connected systems. Examples include Obsidian, Roam Research, and Logseq. While they may look confusing at first, you can think of it like a second brain. You put your ideas, notes, and things you learn into one place and then link ideas together, almost like how your brain naturally jumps between thoughts. It's like having your own Wikipedia, which you can then visualize into charts and graphs. What sets them apart is depth and organization. You can use them to connect ideas, build your own knowledge base, and think more clearly over time, which brings value by improving how you learn and make decisions. These are best for people who think deeply, learn continuously, or want to build a system for long-term thinking. Goal tracking apps. These apps focus on long-term outcomes rather than daily tasks. Examples include Strides, Goals on Track, and Way of Life. They come from planning frameworks used in business and personal development, where big goals are broken down into smaller, measurable steps. What these apps actually do is turn something abstract like get fit or grow a business into something trackable. You start by defining a goal, then the app helps you break it into targets, milestones, or habits that can be measured over time. They introduce accountability through reminders and metrics that makes it clear whether you're moving forward, staying consistent, or falling behind. These features altogether keeps you aligned to the bigger picture, which is something most basic task apps don't do well. You can use these apps to define goals, track progress daily or weekly, and adjust based on real data instead of guesswork. The value comes from turning vague ambitions into a system you can follow, measure, and improve, making it much easier to stay committed over long periods of time. These are best for people who want clear direction in life and need a system to stay committed to long-term goals.